want to do the right thing for the country and are willing to put the politics of their extreme left aside in order to do that.
So what's the sense that you have of what's holding them up at this point? Is it, to your understanding, Schumer saying do not vote for this? Or
Yeah, I think they're being browbeaten into submission.
President Trump has posted almost daily, pushing you guys to eliminate the Senate filibuster rule. Will that change? Has the math changed?
No, it hasn't. And again, my view, the issue here is Senate Democrats, and so I'm going to keep my fire trained on them. But yeah, the practical reality is it is a function of arithmetic, and the math isn't there for that.
Welcome back to 45th Perspective, the channel where we cut through the noise and bring you the truth. Unfiltered, unbought, and unapologetically American. If you believe in faith, family, freedom, and fairness, then you're in the right place. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications bell so you never miss when we drop another truth bomb. And if you want to support what we do here, visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/45thperspective. Even $5 a month helps us keep bringing you content the mainstream media refuses to cover honestly.
Come on, guys. I mean, if you fail, you're going to have a vote today, but if you fail, you're going to be having a vote on Sunday. You're going to work through the weekend.
I think that should be the expectation.
Okay. Are you talking to the speaker just throughout this? Because I feel like the House dynamics are important.
Every day.
What's President Trump saying to you? I mean, is he saying get this done? Is he saying hold strong?
Well, I mean, I think that the president's frustrated, understandably, and he knows, of course, that these Democrats and all these left-wing groups, all this ire and anger is directed at him, and he just wants to, he obviously wants to be a part of solving this problem, and as I've said, he's willing to sit down on the issue of health care with Democrats once the government opens up again. So the president is ready, willing, and able to be a part of the solution on fixing the problems with Obamacare, but that can't happen until the government opens up, and I think he's made that abundantly clear.
Does Speaker Johnson need to commit to putting whatever agreement is reached in the Senate up for a vote in the House?
I can't. I'm not going to bind the Speaker of the House or colleagues of the House.
Now let's talk about what's really happening in Washington. Because what we just watched in this latest Senate clip isn't just political theater. It's a glimpse into the power struggle that defines modern America. The divide in Washington. In the clip, you hear a Republican senator, calm, collected but clearly frustrated, talk about how there are still Democrats in the Senate who want to do the right thing, who want to work for the good of the country, but they can't. Why? Because they're being, as he put it, browbeaten into submission. That line stood out to me because it's exactly what's been happening for years now. The Democratic Party used to have moderates, people like Joe Manchin or even older figures like Sam Nunn, who believed in America first even if they disagreed on policy. But today, the far left has taken over. The radicals call the shots, not the centrists. And if any Democrat dares to step out of line, they get crushed by party leadership and the activist media machine. The senator even hinted at it. Schumer is pulling the strings, ensuring no Democrat dares to cross the line, no matter how common sense the issue may be. It's not about governing anymore, it's about control. And that's the tragedy. Because America can't function when one side of the aisle is more afraid of their Twitter base than they are concerned about the families they're supposed to represent. The filibuster debate, a battle of principles. Now, President Trump, as we've seen, has been pushing hard for Republicans to eliminate the filibuster. Every day he's been posting, urging action, saying, get it done. And I get it. I really do. Because when you see the obstruction, when you see Democrats blocking every single attempt to fix the broken system they created, it's hard not to feel like, let's just burn down the rulebook and push through the reforms this country needs. But the senator's response was important. He said, the math hasn't changed. That's not just arithmetic, that's realism. It's a reminder that governing takes more than frustration. It takes discipline, takes patience. See, the filibuster isn't just some bureaucratic rule. It's one of the last guardrails protecting this republic from total one-party dominance. It forces negotiation. It forces dialogue. It forces the kind of debate that made America strong. So yes, we're frustrated. Trump's frustrated. The American people are frustrated. But burning down the filibuster might just burn down the last bridge we have left to constitutional balance. Because remember, the same rule that frustrates conservatives today could protect conservatives tomorrow. And that's why the senator's stance makes sense. Focus the fire on the Democrats, not on the institution itself. The left's pressure machine. The senator described Democrats being browned into submission. That's a powerful phrase, and it captures exactly how the modern left operates. They don't persuade. They intimidate. They don't argue with logic. They attack your character. Think about it. If you're a Democrat who dares to suggest compromise on healthcare, border security, or government funding, suddenly you're branded as a traitor. You'll have activist mobs outside your office, trending hashtags demanding your resignation, and a coordinated hit job from left-wing media outlets that pretend to be objective. This is the new normal, and it's toxic. This is why you don't see true bipartisanship anymore. Because to the far left, compromise equals betrayal. And that's not democracy. That's ideological dictatorship. What the senator was really saying, between the lines, is that Washington is being held hostage by its loudest radicals. And if America doesn't push back against that soon, we'll lose not just our government, but our ability to even talk to each other. The weekend showdown. The senator made it clear there's going to be another vote. If it fails today, there'll be one on Sunday. No one's going home. No one's clocking out early. And that's how it should be. Because when government shuts down, when Americans' paychecks are delayed, when military families are uncertain, Washington doesn't deserve a weekend off. They should be there working, debating, compromising, fighting until the people's business is done. That's the attitude America needs more of. The work ethic that built this country, not endless finger-pointing and grandstanding for cable news soundbites. The Trump factor. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, President Donald J. Trump. The senator said it plainly. The president's frustrated, understandably. And who can blame him? Every ounce of media anger, every ounce of activist outrage, every protest and resistance movement has been aimed squarely at him. Yet despite that, Trump has consistently said he's willing to sit down with Democrats to fix healthcare after the government reopens. That right there, that's leadership. That's the difference between a politician and a problem solver. While Democrats are busy pointing fingers, Trump's saying, let's talk. Let's fix this. But they won't. Because the left doesn't want solutions, they want sound bites. They want chaos they can blame on him. And that's the sad irony. The man they accuse of dividing the country is the one repeatedly extending an olive branch, and getting slapped for it every single time. What the media won't tell you. You won't hear this perspective on CNN or MSNBC. They'll cut the clip, take a quote out of context, and spin it as Republicans blocking progress. But here's the truth. It's Senate Democrats who are blocking solutions right now. They're following Schumer's marching orders to resist at all costs, even when it hurts Americans. Because if the government stays shut down, if people suffer, they can blame Trump. It's cynical, it's cruel, and it's calculated. The senator's point, and this is what makes the clip so powerful, is that the Democrats aren't being held hostage by Trump. They're being held hostage by their own leadership. And that should infuriate every American, regardless of party. Because at the end of the day, this government doesn't belong to Schumer. It doesn't belong to Trump. It belongs to us, the people. The bigger picture, healthcare, power, and hypocrisy. The senator also touched on healthcare. He said Trump's ready to be part of the solution to fix what's broken in Obamacare. And that's key because remember, Obamacare was sold as the fix. It was supposed to make healthcare cheaper, easier, more accessible. Instead, premiums skyrocketed, insurers left the markets, and Americans lost their doctors. So when Trump says, let's fix this, he's not saying it out of ego, he's saying it because the system failed. But again, the Democrats won't talk. They'd rather preserve a failed system than admit conservatives might have a better idea. That's not leadership, that's pride. And pride, as we know, goes before destruction. Where's the accountability? Something else the senator said hit me hard. He refused to speak for the House. That shows restraint. Because in today's political environment, Everyone's trying to control everyone else's message. But this senator stayed in his lane. He said, "I can't speak for the House." That's rare. It shows a kind of humility and respect for process that Washington desperately needs more of. Compare that to the Democrats, where every member reads from the same talking points memo every morning. That's not independence, that's indoctrination. And we wonder why nothing changes. What conservatives must learn. Now, let's take a step back. It's easy to point fingers, but as conservatives, we also have to ask, what can we learn from this moment? First, unity matters. The left wins not because their ideas are better, but because they stick together. They move in lockstep. Meanwhile, conservatives argue amongst themselves about tactics, while the opposition consolidates power. That's got to stop. Second, we must defend principle, not popularity. The senator could have taken the easy route, blaming Trump or dodging the question. But he didn't. He spoke the truth. Calmly, clearly, and confidently. That's what America needs. Leaders who won't flinch when the media tries to shame them into silence. The road ahead. So where do we go from here? This moment in the Senate isn't just about one vote or one weekend session. It's about the soul of the nation. Are we still a country that believes in debate, compromise, and free thought? Or have we become a nation ruled by fear, where one political ideology controls what's acceptable to say, do, or believe? That's the real question. Trump's frustration is our frustration, not because we worship a man, but because we believe in the movement he represents. A movement that says America comes first, that sovereignty matters, that freedom is worth fighting for, even when the odds are against us. And that's why, no matter how long it takes, we will not back down. Not from the media, not from the establishment, not from the radical left. Because this fight isn't just about politics. It's about preserving the republic our founders built. If you believe in faith, family, and freedom, if you believe in the Constitution and the greatness of this nation, then stand with us. Hit like, drop a comment with your thoughts below, and subscribe to 45th Perspective, where we speak truth, not propaganda. And remember, you can support our mission directly by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/45th Perspective.